We're talking about home selling tips. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you've come for some home selling tips, because that's what we're going to do today. I looked around on the internet, and even though I'd like to do reactions and stuff like that today, I just made my own, and that's based on my experience. And so let's actually just get to it today. I'm going to go off a list that I made, and here we go. So it's going to be in order, I think, of least important to the most important, sort of. We'll see. See what you like. Okay, here we go. So number one, you choose an offer that has no chance of closing. This is a fairly new phenomenon. Let's say you have 3 offers, and all of them are over asking price for your home. And for the sake of this example, let's say they're all $10,000 over. What are the odds that all 3 will be able to close on the loan? What characteristics of the offer can help you in determining that? Well, I came up with 3. 1, your loan to value ratio. Are they at like 97%? Or are they 80%? So if they're at 97%, they have to bring less money to the table. And if they're at 80%, they have to bring more money to the table, more money to closing. So if they're writing at 80%, that means that should mean that they have enough money to cover any sort of, it means they should be pretty well financed, but you never know. But that's one of the ones that I do pay attention to. B, the escrow amount. How much are they bringing to escrow? So if you have 3 offers, one of them is bringing, say $1,000, and one of them is bringing $10,000. Well, if you're going to bring $10,000 and just deposit that in escrow, it shows that you're probably pretty interested in working through the contract and getting it done. Now, can you get out of the contract? Sure. But the offer itself with $10,000 in escrow versus one with $1,000, that should give you some opportunity. And then C is the loan pre-approval. Say one of the sellers gives you a bank statement that shows they have enough in cash to purchase the home. Another one shows you a loan pre-approval. And the other offer doesn't have either. Which one should you choose? Well, choose the cash one. At the end of the day, if they can afford it, and even if they do go and get a mortgage afterwards, you're still better off with a cash option. Those are the things that I see in an offer and getting a chance to actually close on the loan. Number 2, improperly filling out your seller's disclosure. So this will definitely be a home selling mistake. So does the basement leak? You should put that down. Is the window pane cracked? You should put that down. Was there a storm that took out half the house? You should put that down. Hiding things on a seller's disclosure is a recipe for disaster. For one, the buyer is probably going to get a home inspection, so they will probably find it. And number 2, smart buyers agents are looking at the home during their showings. When they see things that aren't disclosed, they wonder what else is wrong with the home. You want everyone to have confidence in the purchase decision. So when the buyer's agent's walking through the house and they see blatant things, maybe there's a hole in the floor and you haven't explained why there's a hole in the floor. It's just a sloppy seller's disclosure. And it's what else are you being sloppy with? And do I really want to waste my time going to a home inspection and ordering one and wasting buyer's agent's money or buyer's money for a house that already has all these issues that we can see you're not disclosing? Number 3, not paying attention to curb appeal. So what do you think is the most important picture of a home listing? It's the front. You can put drone pictures, you can put pictures of the kitchen, but it doesn't have the same effect as the front of your home. If your house has tired landscaping, get the mulch, get the bushes and shrubbery you need and get to work. Make sure the grass is cut before and during the listing. If you have a dog, maybe pick up after it. I use the sidewalk exclusively on showings from experience. Buyers aren't that experienced though, and stepping in dog dew kind of ruins the whole setting. So that's just stuff I see for that. Number 4, your house smells. Did you ever notice that your house smells like bad? Buyers and agents do too. And don't try to cover it up with heavy air fresheners. That just tells buyers that you are hiding something. Ask a friend to come by and give your house a whiff. If they say it smells, try to figure out the source and eliminate it. So, you wouldn't think that you'd think when somebody moves in, they're not going to care. Or when somebody's putting an offer, they're not going to care about how bad it smells. I get comments all the time on listings if there's a smell of mildew in the basement, or if there's a smell, buyers, agents, and buyers will use that as an excuse not to put an offer in on the house. Number 5, restricting showings. So you may have a kid that needs a nap. You may want to come home after work and just sit in your recliner. It's totally fine. However, most agents are showing 5 or 6 houses to the same client or more daily. They want to schedule something that works for their buyer. They don't want to work around your schedule. When you restrict showings to odd times, it's always a fail for the seller. So if you say, I can't see the house anytime other than before 10 o'clock each day, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. If my buyer has a job, they're not going to take off work just to go see your house, even the nicest house in the world. So just consider that. Always try to keep your showings open as much as possible. Number 6, you picked an agent who doesn't follow up with other agents. So you pick an agent who has all the answers, you really like them, but do you know how they service the listing? That is, do they respond to buyer's agents quickly? Do they follow up with showing feedback? Are they organized? Choosing this type of agent can really hurt your chances of getting top dollar for your home just because other agents don't want to deal with them. So there's certain agents in town, and it's like they get listings and you go to their listings and they're trash. You're not going to hear from them until it's too late. They're not going to tell you that there's offers on the house until it's too late. It's just a severe annoyance to deal with them. They may not tell you where the super is. They may not tell you if there's an alarm on the house. They may not get back to you if your buyer has a question that's a reasonable one. If they do, they might be a little sarcastic, a little chatty, or a little catty. I'm sorry. It's just you want an agent that works with other agents well, basically. Number 7, you have no idea what kind of house you have. So this is a tricky one. Many buyers think that they have the best house on the market. Like, after all, they bought it. The problem is decades pass and things that were once a selling point are now things to hide. As an example, wallpaper was great in the 80s. Not so much now. Pergo flooring was wonderful when it came out. Not so much now. And a kitchen that has been remodeled 20 years ago may still function, but it's definitely dated and not usually a selling point unless buyers want something retro. Number 8, not clearing the clutter. Many people think their house is really clean and there isn't any clutter, but they haven't been actively looking in the market. The houses where sellers made an offer, the houses where sellers made an offer to reduce clutter will always sell faster than houses with stuff everywhere. Why? Well, buyers get distracted when they see all the stuff. They have a hard time picturing their belongings in a home full of stuff. They just get overwhelmed. I mean, it's just human nature. You go in a house and you see a wall and it's covered with 100 pictures. Now all of a sudden you're looking at the pictures and not trying to figure out if your stuff goes there. If you have to trip over like 4 boxes to go look in a room, it's not necessary. Nobody wants to deal with that when they're showing houses or when the people are going through the houses or when the buyers. So make sure you try to clear the clutter. Number 9, skimping on cooperating agent commission. So you call 4 real estate agents. 3 of the commissions are about the same, but 1 is super low. What's going on? They're likely trying to short the cooperating agent. So they're saying, I don't want to get into percentages, but what they'll do is they'll short the other side. And what that does is it reduces the chances that some other buyer's agent is going to want to show your property. So how do you avoid that? You ask what the total commission is, and then you ask what the agent is paying to the cooperating broker. And they will tell you, and it will be in the listing agreement. But you need to know that up front, because that's one of the things I see all the time is, an agent will cut a percentage off the deal, and then they'll wonder, then you as a seller, wonder why isn't anybody going to your house? Well, it's because your house is priced, your commission is priced, a full % lower than anybody else's. So, I mean, nobody's going to want to show that house. And then number 10, the last one and the most obvious one, but for some reason it always gets overlooked, pricing your home too high. I get it. You want the most money you can possibly get. Who wouldn't? Even in these crazy times, sellers can overplay their hand. As an example, there's a home on a major street near my house. They start at $240,000 and it's now down to $180,000. Why? It's priced wrong. It's a nice house, but it's on a major road. There's no way to turn around. There's no way to back up. And it's just terrible. So, you have to look at the lot. You have to look at the whole house. I think they're running comps off of the neighborhood behind the house, which would be fine, except for they don't have a major street there. So anyway, that's the 10. That's the 10. And so now we will go to our word of the day. Word of the day today is judicious. Judicious. It's having, exercising, or characterized by sound judgment. And if you use it in a sentence, it's choosing Deerwood Realty was a judicious decision. Hey, we're done. We went through the list. If you like my content, boy, it'd be great if you subscribed. We're at 36 subscribers, which is way better than it was, 2 weeks ago. But if we could get to 1,000 subscribers, that would make things interesting, compelling. Listen to our podcast. It's on Deezer, Stitcher, Apple Play, Apple Podcasts, and I said Apple Play. That was bad. So anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you enjoyed listening, and I will catch you on the next one.